My biggest points I can give is keep it really simple. KISS, right? Keep it simple, sucker. Silly. There's a lot of like macro diets, paleo, fasting. There's a lot of diets out there, and you can get really confused. And there's a lot of information out there. It can be super confusing. But just keep it super, super simple. The simplest way to gauge your nutrition or to see results through food is to understand the most basic parts of food. Food is, well, first, I guess we could back up to say how do you view food. And there's a lot of different avenues we go down, but food is energy, right? And each piece of food is measured by pieces of energy called calories, right? So proteins, each gram of protein has 4 calories or 4 pieces of energy in it. Carbohydrates, the same thing. 4 calories, 4 units of energy. Vegetables, the same. Fats are the ones that have higher energy in them. And what's body fat? That's just energy not burned. So as we're taking energy in, if you're not burning the energy, you've got to do something with it, and it keeps it, it hangs on to it. When we're working out and we're starting to get hot and we're starting to sweat, that's energy leaving. It's just like if I set this on fire, I'm not a fire starter, but if you burn a log, right, flames go up and you feel heat from it. When you start working out, you get hot. Your body will then sweat to cool down. That is you burning yourself. You're releasing the energy of the food that you've taken in. Your body regenerates billions of cells every day. It's literally regenerating itself every day. So the statement of you are what you eat is 100% true. Your body literally takes the food that you put in it and creates itself. So if we eat hot Cheetos all day, every day long, you're going to become a hot Cheeto. That's literally what will happen. So I really believe that disease comes from nutrition. Most disease does. Because if you're putting in garbage in your body then will create garbage. That's how cancer is created. I think 99% of the diseases happen through nutrition. That's just my own personal, but let's see. But yes, you literally are what you eat. So depending on your goal, it's all about energy in versus energy out, right? So if I'm trying to put on more weight on my body, I need to take in more energy to do that. If I'm trying to lose weight, I need to take in less energy. And as you're looking at what diet to follow, my biggest point for you guys is do something that you can sustain for the rest of your life. If it's, I need to lose 15 pounds and I'm gonna do it as fast as possible, you can't sustain that for the rest of your life. And your body only, whatever you do to your body adapts to it. So if I'm taking in 1,500 calories every day, my body will adapt to 1,500 calories. My metabolism will change to run on 1,500 calories to stay the same. Your body does not want to change. Okay, so when you start going super low calorie, your body's going to slow down. Metabolism will slow down. You're going to lose weight in the beginning. Your body will slow down to only run on that calorie. Okay, so you can, a lot of times what people do is I want to lose weight, so I drop my calories, drop my calories, drop my calories. At some point, you can't drop your calories any further, and your metabolism slowed so far down that you're going to be in a bad situation with, all right, now my metabolism's so slow, meaning like I'm not burning calories very efficiently anymore, I'm not using calories, and I can't drop my calories any lower, your body will start gaining body fat back. So how many of you guys like have tried to drop a lot of weight, dropped weight, and stayed on the same plan, but got stuck and didn't move after that, right? And then maybe gradually started gaining again, right? Or we went on a drastic plan and we dropped weight and that just wasn't sustainable for lifestyle. After you lost the weight you wanted, your habits started coming back and you started putting on weight again, right? Because it was not a sustainable plan. whatever you do, make sure you use something you can do for the rest of your life. So I tried intermittent fasting, and I really liked it. I thought it worked well for my body. I felt really good on it. I felt like my body used energy really well. But then my schedule changed where I started waking up much earlier, and I just couldn't sustain it anymore. So I had to change. So believe it or not, I don't count calories. I don't count my macros. I literally go on how my body feels. I'm not saying to do that. I've been doing this for so long that I understand, and I could feel, I'm very in tune with my body. So the last time I counted a calorie was probably years and years and years ago. Questions so far? I'm just kind of shotgunning this. If you can't tell. Who has a goal? Everyone's got a goal, right? Wayne and Tristan, what are you guys doing right now?
We're doing RP strength.
RP strength. And okay, explain that for me.
So it's macro counting, so carbs, fats, proteins. And they have you go on base for first 2 weeks just to show you how to eat with it. And your macros are based on when you work out. So we often work out in the afternoons. So like for me, our morning meals have a certain fats, proteins, carbs. You eat like 4 times a day with a shake while you work out, and then you eat casein at night to kind of hold you over at night. So you stay on it for 2 weeks, and then you go to what's called Fat Loss 1 or Gain 1, I guess. They have 2 different templates. We're on the Fat Loss templates. But so then it drops, Fat Loss 1 drops your carbs and your fats at certain meals. So we get more around when we work out, after we work out. You stay on that until you stop losing weight. Once you stop losing weight, then you go to the next one down, which is Fat Loss 2, which restricts your carbs and your fats even further. And you just stay on that until you stop losing weight, and then it goes down to the next Fat Loss 3. So after 12 weeks, they put you on what's called maintenance to regulate your body at that new weight. So that's where you're level setting, and then they build back in your carbs and your fats so you can maintain that weight. But you're expected to continue counting your macros.
Close, yeah. Which really it's nutrient timing for you guys. Like you're taking carbs in during when you need energy. You know, energy in, and it's good energy, right?
Yeah.
And we can go over what's good foods, what's not, and stuff like that. But the biggest thing that what I liked, what I heard about that was at the end where it shows you a sustainable lifestyle after that. Because if it didn't have that, I think that it would be I don't say a bad program, but I think you guys would lose weight and then habits would come back,
Right.
and then you would gain the weight that you want, right? Or weight you don't want back. And you guys and that's super detailed. They're following a plan. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It's literally energy in versus energy out, 100%. And so, and again, energy, let's look at like foods that have higher energy than foods that have less energy, right? Where we run into problems is a lot of times we eat based upon emotion and it goes based upon feeling. So when we eat, our body releases dopamine, which feels good. So that's where we run into some problems is we become a little bit emotional. If we're upset, we go to food sometimes to eat, or sometimes we eat just based upon pleasure rather than based upon fuel for your body. And so I think that that's where we can get into trouble, is we don't really need the food, is we eat it for the dopamine release. And high calorie foods like saturated and the bad fats have a lot of high calorie, which increases a lot of dopamine for our body. So like Twinkies, pizza, saturated fat, yeah, all the burgers,
Yes, hot Cheetos.
The reason why we like that food is not because it tastes good. The reason why it tastes good is because of the increase of dopamine that your body puts out when you eat it, right? So if we can kind of change that a little bit as how we think of food as more fuel than pleasure, that will help out a lot. And I mean, trust me, I love my pleasurable food, but in moderation too. So it's not like we're sitting here saying I can never eat another bag of hot, spicy Cheetos, right? That's ridiculous. But you know, if you burnt X amount of energy and you've only consumed X amount of energy, go ahead and have the Cheetos. It's just some extra energy. Just know that like those Cheetos will not make your body perform enough, and that your body will use that to regenerate itself. So in moderation, right? So athletically, right? Your body is your machine. So whatever you put into your machine is the output that your machine is going to give you. So if I put really dirty gas into a Ferrari, you're not going to get much performance out of the machine. If you eat burgers, pizza, and Cheetos, and Tori goes and works out, her performance level is going to be much lower because the fuel that she put into a machine is much lower. But if you ate sweet potatoes, rice, oatmeal, chicken, ground beef, that fuel is much cleaner, and your performance is going to be much cleaner. So, this sheet you got here in front of you is a nice little basic kind of guide. So this gives you a list of all the proteins. Not all of them, just some good proteins. Carbohydrates, carbs and fats are your body's main energy source. That's what you want to be using for energy, and Tristan and Wayne, that's why they have you switching up carbs and fats, is gets your body on different energy sources. So like keto tells your body to burn body fat by taking in fat. By consuming fat, your body then switches, okay, we're using fat for energy because we've been consuming fat. And that's how you start losing body fat, right? But it really is a personal preference. Do you like consuming fats? Do you like consuming carbs? If you like fats, sure, have more fats. Just lower the carbs a little bit, because you don't need to double up the energy source. Right? If I really love carbs, so I eat more carbs than I do fats a lot of times. We want to make sure we have enough carbs and fats in our diets. If we don't, your body's going to be using protein for energy, then you don't have anything left over to rebuild your body. Because when we work out right here, our muscle fibers break down. They actually tear, right? Especially the legs tear. They actually tore down, and then it needs nutrients to rebuild those muscle fibers. So if we're only eating proteins and we're not eating carbs or fats, your body's going to use that protein, and then you have nothing, protein for energy, then you have nothing left over to rebuild your muscle, and you're going to be super sore, you're not going to recover, and you're not going to build muscle like you should. Your muscle is made up of amino acids. That's why when you go to a supplement store, they have branched chain aminos, proteins that have all the amino spectrum in there, because your muscle literally consists of aminos. So do not be scared of carbohydrates. Do not be scared of fat. What I would be scared of, and I would try to limit your consumption, is sugar and trans fats. That is what you really want to keep out of your body. By consuming sugar, I believe is poison. It's like super addictive, but it's just poison for your body. Your body just does not handle sugar, will not run on sugar. It's really bad for you. The only time it's actually good to consume sugar is after your workout. Because right now your glycogen, right, your glycogen levels, that energy from food that's stored in your muscle, is completely depleted, and your body wants to repair and recover itself. And it can't until the glycogen level gets replenished. So sugar after the workout will replenish your glycogen level really quick and allow your body to start recovering. That's why we take protein shakes with some kind of sugar with it, with a carb, or if you want to, go eat some Pop-Tarts. If you want to eat some candy, eat candy after your workout. That's literally the best time to eat it. Otherwise, don't consume any sugar as best as you can throughout the day. And then trans fats. Trans fats store as body fat in your body very efficiently. So I would keep trans fats and sugar out of your body as much as you can. Vegetables, go ahead and eat as much as this as you want. I think I heard someone say something about cauliflower.
My sister.
Is it your sister?
What she said.
I ate 57 pieces of cauliflower.
Cauliflower is too much cauliflower.
Eat as much vegetables as you absolutely want. They're super high in fiber. Fiber is really good for you. So if you're snacky, hit the veggies and just eat as much as you want. Good pointers and tips here. Drink a lot of water. Water will regulate your metabolism. It will keep your metabolism running. So here's another super basic for you guys. Your body wants to be comfortable. It doesn't know, if I don't feed my body for the next 7, 8, 10 hours, it doesn't know the difference between me starving right here or me starving in a desert. It doesn't know. So it's going to store energy. the most efficient energy, which is body fat. So it wants to store body fat and wants to give up what's the hardest to maintain, which is muscle. So that's exactly where you don't want to be. So if you're not drinking enough water, your body is under stress. It's not comfortable. And it's going to want to go into a survival mode of storing body fat and giving up muscle. You don't want that to happen. And then by processing water, it keeps your metabolism running too. So that's why it's so important that we want to keep and maintain as much muscle as possible, because by keeping and getting more muscle in your body will increase your metabolism, so it makes things a lot easier. Now you can kind of eat kind of what you want because your metabolism's running faster and you can burn more calories throughout the day. You guys burn, you guys burn just a ton of calories right here. I bet you probably burn 800 calories at least, right? But if we increase our metabolism by adding more muscle in our body, or by drinking water often or eating often, we can burn 1,000 calories by doing nothing but eating extra in a day. That's way easier than kicking your ass in a 30, 20-minute AMRAP with a million lunges, right? So you literally can lose weight, not necessarily be in shape, but lose weight just by eating correctly and speeding up your metabolism, right? And that's why that's down here. It says eat every 2 to 3 hours, eat often. You want to speed up your metabolism. That's the number one goal here, speed up your metabolism. And there's different ways to do it. Drinking water often, making sure you're hydrated, eating often, working out, and keeping muscle. Don't go on crash diets so you're depleting your calories super low. Because your body, again, when it's not comfortable, it's going to give up muscle. Because that's the hardest thing for your body to maintain. You start giving up muscle, and that's where you see that skinny fat, where like someone's super skinny, but there's no muscle in their body, and they're in a really bad place. You know, doggy. Because their metabolism's so slow now that they're only going to gain body fat. If you don't gain muscle, there's nowhere to go. So don't be afraid of keeping muscle and gaining muscle. It's going to benefit you. Let's see. Make your meals ahead of time. That's where meal prep comes in. Where we run into problems is we're hungry, we're out and about, driving around, running errands, we don't realize, oh my God, it's been 5 or 6 hours, we have not eaten, and there's a McDonald's, and I'm pulling into it, and I'm overeating, I'm going to consume 2,000 calories in this one setting. Where you just made your meals ahead of time and plan, you can fall out of that trap, right? You can pull out your container, eat, and then it's already planned out. It's already healthy, good energy food that you can eat. Working out with weights, and here we do CrossFit. I think CrossFit, I'm super biased. I think CrossFit's the absolute best workout you can do. I've done traditional lifting forever. I've done Tough Mudder, Spartan races. I've done all sorts of fitness, but CrossFit is the best when it comes to high intense training, breaking down muscle fiber, using weight. You gain muscle, you burn a ton of calories. Not only do you, and here's why I'm super biased, is like if we go jump on a treadmill for an hour running, we're burning calories while we're running or walking or whatever we're doing. But we're not burning calories after that. And if you guys are getting the gist here, it's like we want to burn calories all day long, right? So if we're on a treadmill and I burn 500 calories, that's it. I'm done. Because I didn't break down any muscle fiber. By doing CrossFit or even traditional lifting, like lifting weights, you're breaking down muscle fiber. And your body then have to rebuild the muscle the rest of today, tomorrow, and the next day, which increases your metabolism and you burn more calories. And then you get to gain more muscle, which increases your metabolism and you burn more calories. So I would not just do cardio. Weight training, CrossFit with weight is absolutely key. And then take a day off or 2 days off. If you're doing CrossFit, you need that. If you're constantly beating down your body and you're not letting it rest, again, you're putting it into a survival mode where it's not comfortable. It's in stress, and you're going to eventually start having the opposite results, where you're going to start gaining body fat again and losing muscle if you don't give it time to rest. Also, I have here no carbs at night. Depends on who you are and what your goal is, but if you're trying to lose weight and you don't have a super fast metabolism, remember, food is energy, so if we take in energy at night before we go to bed, Your body's not burning calories like it normally does when you're awake at night because you're just sleeping. And it'll take that energy, it doesn't get burnt, because it'll store as body fat. So I would limit your calorie consumption at night, which is my biggest problem. My wife can contest to this, is I eat a lot at night. Limit that calorie consumption. If you have to eat some calories, cool. Go with good fats and go with proteins and veggies at night. Right? So it's good for repair while you're sleeping, lower in the calorie or the energy. Okay? Sleep is also really important. If we're not sleeping very well, your body's not recovering, you're not repairing. So it is then under stress again, it's not comfortable. And what happens when your body's not comfortable, it's going to start losing muscle, gaining body fat. So make sure you guys are sleeping really well. And then on the back side of here, nice little plan, trying to gain muscle, lose weight. See here says 1 protein, 1 carb, 1 veggie. You can literally plug that in from these databases that we've got for you and make up your own meal plans. So again, keep it super simple. Don't get caught up in anything super crazy, super technical. One, it's going to be really hard to follow. You're going to get confused. The simpler you can make this, the better, easier it's going to be, the longer you can sustain a healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle. And I want to make too many huge changes at once. One little change at a time is the best way to do it. If I change my entire life, it's going to be really hard for me to sustain that. But if I change one thing, like instead of drinking soda or pop, whatever you call it, with a bunch of sugar, I'm going to start drinking tea and water. If I make that one change, compound effects can be a huge impact over the next year of my life. You may not see a big impact in the first week, first day, first month, but by consuming less sugar and that 100 calories less a day, compounding over a year, you're going to see big results. Questions? Yes?
So for this, either template, do the amount of calories you're eating matter?
Yes.
And how do we track that then, or figure that out?
And how would you track that?
Yeah.
MyFitnessPal, I think, is a good tool where you just log everything that you eat in a day, and it'll break out calories, your macros, like protein, carbs, and fats, and where you're at with them. And again, I want to get too crazy on macros. Like, just because I know Allison gets frustrated all the time because her protein is never high enough, right? And it stresses her out. Oh my God, I gotta eat more protein. It's okay. Like, don't make it so crazy that you're getting stressed out because you're not hitting macros. It's about calories, energy in versus energy out. Obviously, you got to have some protein to be able to repair your body. If you're all carbs and all fats and no protein, it's not going to work for you, right? But if you're not hitting your macros perfectly, it's okay. It's not a big deal, as long as the calories in versus the calories out align with what you're trying to do.
So I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, how much calories should I, not counting macros, but like how much should, so say I wanted to do the weight loss, how much calories should I eat, and then following that template is what.
Everyone's different, which makes this super frustrating, is everyone has a different metabolism, everyone burns calories differently. Like, I may burn 3,000 calories where Matt might burn 3,500 calories. You just don't know. And the problem with this is it's all guesswork. You guess how many calories you think. You can like do calculations, but honestly, you guys, it's all bullshit. It's all mathematically calculations based upon averages of people. It's not you. So we have, this is not a plug, but it's a plug. We have a metabolic testing machine at Fit Republic that you can get your metabolism tested, and it gives you the most accurate, and it goes based on VO2 output, so you breathe into the tube and you exhale, and based upon your VO2 output, it can tell you more accurately what your metabolism is. So then you have somewhat of a baseline. Otherwise, you're like, well, I guess I'll start consuming 2,500 calories, and if I lose weight, great. If I don't, I guess I'll drop it, because it's all guesstimates. And even if you plug it into an algorithm, it's still guesstimates. You're still guessing on it. So, sorry, I mean, the answer to that question is, I would start, just because I've been doing this for a long time, and I know your calorie output, and you have a good amount of muscle in your body, I'd probably start at 2,500 to 2,600 calories, and go from there.
Even on those days?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then as far as protein intake, can I ask what you weigh?
135 to 137.
120 grams
120 grams of what?
of protein.
And that should be the thing I eat the most every day.
No,
No.
not necessarily. So if you take 120 grams times 4 calories, that gives you what? 480 calories. Right? So that's not that many calories in a day. So then you have to add in your carbs and your fats in there too. Right? And fats are 9 calories per gram. So protein is not necessarily the most thing. So when you're making your meals and you're putting in chicken breasts and veggies and steak and veggies, you know, it's off balance. You need to have your nice carbs, like your sweet potato, rice, oatmeal, good clean carbs.
And then my last question, sorry. It says to eat protein every 2 to 3 hours. When we're doing that, am I adding in my other carbs or vegetables with that too, or am I just eating that as a medicine?
Depending on your goal, if your goal is performance, I would be balancing each meal with carbs and fats and proteins every time you eat, even at night. I would be balancing that out. If your goal is weight loss, I would time those carbs and fats around your workout. So I would eat, so let's say you work out at 4:30. For breakfast, I'd have your carbs, fats, protein. 3 hours later, same thing. Same thing. I would eat more carbs and fats for lunch around that time. I'd go light before your workout, and then I would taper off carbs and fats that night. So I wouldn't eat very much carbs and fats towards the nighttime.
We're going to get your metabolic everything tested.
Yeah.
Go get everything tested at Fit Republic, and then you'll really know.
Any more questions?
I've seen some CrossFitters, they do like a blood test or something, and then it tells them if their body needs more carbs or protein or fats. Are those accurate, or I don't know much about those?
I'm sure they're accurate, but I think where the variable comes in there is like, that's day to day. Like
Right.
each day we eat something different. So if I'm low in carbs in one day, that immediately, not immediately, but quickly goes to my bloodstream. So you eat, your body breaks it down, it goes into your bloodstream for nutrients to your muscle, right? So one day may be different. So I think if you do a blood test, well, that's because in the last couple of days I ate more fats and carbs or whatever.
Right.
So I wouldn't read too much into it. I'd keep it super simple. Augie.
What would you generally recommend for someone like myself who's trying to gain weight and build muscle?
Calories. So you have a really fast metabolism, right? So you're burning a lot of calories, not even doing anything. That's like, I'm sure people would love to have that problem, and you hate that problem, right? So the problem with you is work out hard like you are. You have to consume more calories than what you burn, though. That's just going to be the problem that you're running into. So I would start at a calorie. I would probably start you at 4,500 calories a day and see what happens, see if you start gaining weight. And if you're not, I'm going to increase your calories. But I would not go over and eat Big Macs. Eat a lot, unfortunately. It's what it is. I would definitely would not go get testosterone and like do all this crazy shit to try to put on muscle. Like, don't do that. Just consume more calories and focus on recovery.
Eat a lot of peanut
You
butter.
just gotta eat a lot. Peanut butter, yeah.
Carry a jar of
So there's masking
Drinking his calories, like protein.
So where does supplements come into play here? Like for Augie, if you're eating so much you're about to throw up and you can't eat anymore, which happens all the time. Like I've talked to hundreds and hundreds of guys that have that problem. Like you're not alone. It's like I've eaten so much, if I have to eat one more thing of oatmeal and rice, I'm gonna throw up. Well, I guess you have no choice but take a high calorie shake. When you're looking for high calorie protein shakes or whatever, look at the sugar content. Because most of your weight gainers load up with sugar, and that's not good for you. Don't do that. You want good carbs in there. So that's really what it comes down to. If you can't eat anymore, high calorie shake is really the only way thing you can do.
And I've heard that too. I'm not going to say names, but like, oh, bulk up, eat more. I'm like, I physically can't.
You physically can't. Yeah, no, I get it. But you can slowly, you can slowly start training your body to eat more. But not just one day you're just deciding to consume 10,000 calories, but like slowly increase it, eat more. And the other thing that sucks about that is now it becomes more expensive. And now that all the grocery stores don't have food, good luck.
Or just wait like 10 years.
Yeah, your metabolism will slow down once you hit like 30, 35.
Just drink a lot.
Do you guys want to talk about supplements and how they play into nutrition?
So, how much time do you recommend, like after eating before we train?
Everyone's different, man. I could eat and go train right away. It doesn't upset my body at all. But if you want to use that food that you're eating for fuel, you have to allow it to get to your bloodstream. So I would whatever, I don't know the exact amount, but I'm assuming 3 to 4 hours, that food that you've eaten will you'll actually start to utilize it. Depends on what food it is. At least it's not longer. So it's like you have a big event, like your competition the other day, right?
Yeah.
What I would have done for you guys was load up carbs at night. Spaghetti, pizza, ton of carbs the night before to go into that day, and then I would hammer a bunch of oatmeal in the morning. Did you guys do that?
No. Nope.
We usually do, and this time we
We
didn't.
normally
So
do.
So going off of that, is there anything you can really do for like a workout first thing in the morning? So like for example, I wake up for the 5 a.m. and I feel like I have to put something in my body before I go. But if I'm not going to be using it, then.
Well, for you, it's a little bit different than like, say I'm trying to lose weight and I want to work out faster. That just means there's no fuel in my body. My body's got to pull from itself for the energy, right? So, and I've done that a lot. Like I wake up, go work out, and all the calories I'm burning, I'm literally using for my body fat in my own body. For you, you don't want to do that, right? At all. So you want to put fuel in your body right away, which you work at the 5 a.m.? Okay, so eat before you go to bed a lot, so you have some fuel left over from the morning. And then when you wake up, try to eat again in the morning. So I would eat either something high in fat or something high in carb. So like oatmeal would be really good. Yeah, it was an instant oatmeal with avocado, a bunch of nuts before you come in, and try to get as much in your body as you can without throwing up.
Okay, I'm not cleaning it up.
the mop's back there in the corner. So for someone who's never like really tried to eat healthy at all, do you think it's more important just for them to try to eat better first before they start to try and gain or lose? Because I feel like a lot of people eat like shit a lot, and then they jump right into a diet where they're trying to eat super healthy, and then restrict calories. Yeah.
You're exactly right, and that's what happens a lot is people just, and it's so easy to eat so bad. Like if we go out, look outside, like where is the something healthy? There is nothing. Like, McDonald's, Einstein's, gas station, like restaurants. It's so easy to eat unhealthy, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm overweight. I don't like the way I look. I'm going on this big diet. We're literally changing every aspect of your life. How do you really expect to sustain that? It's going to get hard real fast. And usually we're super addicted to sugar, and that's the first thing that happens. Is like you start having sugar cravings, and by the way, guys, like if you have a craving, do it. Just have a couple spoonfuls, right? Because what happens if you're like, oh my God, I fell off the wagon and I started eating ice cream. Fuck it, I'm just gonna eat the whole carton of ice cream. That's where things really get in the front, because that guilt hit. You're like, well, if I had one spoon, I might as well have the whole carton. No, like eat what you want when you want. Just overall, 70% of the time, eat healthy, right? So yes, sorry Wayne, went on a tangent. Yeah, so when people go strict on a diet, it's the chance of a success are like 5%, man. It's not high. That's why I always recommend doing like one small step at a time. All right, I want to get healthier. I'm gonna make one big change. I'm gonna stop drinking pasta, or I'm gonna stop putting 3 scoops of butter on my potatoes, or whatever, you know. Or just one small change at a time and building that lifestyle, because this is lifestyle, right? So now that I'm stopped drinking sodas or pop, and I'm starting to drink water, I do that all the time now. I've done that for 6 months. Now I'm going to take one more step. I'm going to now, whatever it is, cut this out or add this in or start working out. And I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start working out 7 days a week, because that's not sustainable. You know that's not going to work. I'm going to start working out 2 days a week for 20 minutes and just one step at a time. Delilah, I feel like you don't care what I'm talking about.
She's like, I like goldfish. Do they have protein?
Protein goldfish.
Sweet potatoes.
Supplements, food first. Food is always best. Get all your nutrients from food the best you can. Where you're having holes, that's where a supplement comes into play. So if you're not able to eat enough calories, something high calorie shake. If you're not able to get enough protein, that's where the shake comes in. If you want performance, that's where a supplement can come in for more performance. But always focus on food first. That's most important.
I have a question.
No.
So I count macros, but I also take an iron supplement and a fiber supplement. And so if I do that, that's like an extra 30 carbs. Do you count those in your macros or not?
You're ridiculous.
30 grams is a lot. That's a whole cookie.
30 carbs?
Yeah. Literally, it can be a lot.
And just the cookie.
And I'd rather have the cookie or the chips than the fiber.
It's fiber carbs?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, I don't count them. Because fiber will balance out your carbs. Meaning like, so when you're counting macros or whatever you're doing, if it's a vegetable carb, which is a fiber carb, that's not, I would not count that towards your calorie intake for the day.
So just your fiber. But your collagen. What about collagen? Yeah, because there's collagen, iron, fiber, like there's plenty of things, not protein shakes, but they're just. Because people will say, I need this much protein, I'll use the collagen scoop as my 9 grams.
Yep.
Like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So do you even count that, or you just?
The protein content
Yeah,
of the
it's-
collagen?
yeah.
You count
So
that.
why do you count that versus then the fiber?
Most.
Because one's a protein, one's a
Because your
fiber.
body has to metabolize the fiber, so it'll kind of balance. Like, it's harder to metabolize fiber, and fiber is really good for your digestive tract. So it's not, the calorie won't weigh on your body like the protein will benefit. Does that make sense? So I won't worry about the calorie of that carb, but the protein will add in, because that's actually, your body will use that protein to rebuild.
Okay. Like on RP, when you're counting your carbs, you subtract the dietary fiber from the overall carb count. So it's just how we count it.
Cheat meals, have a cheat meal, not a cheat day, because you can really screw things up with a cheat day. You know what I mean? Like,
Like a whole
this is my cheat month. Because there's a lot of calories that can come in a day, rather than if you do a cheat meal. To really see results, you have to put together back-to-back days, many back-to-back days of eating well. So if I ate really well all day, I had my good balance, everything's perfect all day, and then at night, I went home and I had a carton of ice cream, I just screwed the entire day. Because it's total calories versus total calories, in and out, right? So even though you eat really healthy and, like I said, you could screw it up at night or you could screw it up in the morning. But if you put together back-to-back days of eating well, that's when you really start to see results. That's when things really start to work for you. That's when the magic happens, I guess. Rather than like, well, 80% of today was really good, but I had this and this and no big deal. Well, you won't see results very well that well.
So what I'm trying to do this month is, you know how they say 80-20? So 80% eat well, 20% bad. Instead of doing 80% well every day, 20% bad every day, I like just 25 days of the month I'm gonna eat perfect.
Perfect. And see if you can combine those 25 in as close as you can. Like
Yeah.
maybe 5 eating really well with 1 kind of not so well.
Yeah.
Right? So within those 5, you're going to see really good results. The 1 is actually going to reset your body, because your body doesn't want to change, and it's going to start adapting to whatever you're doing to it. Right? So within those 5, you start seeing results. By the 5th day, the results might slow down a little bit. And then you throw a bunch of shit in your body, and your body goes, holy shit, I have all this crap. And then it speeds up the metabolism and literally resets the body. And then the next 5, you'll start seeing really good results. So that's really good. I like that. That's why actually cheat meals are important. Because if you go too long with eating super clean,
Can
you'll
you
stop.
clarify cheat meal though?
Yeah.
Like,
Twenty sounds
How
right.
cheap is a meal? Like
Carne asada?
a loaded
Cheaper
cheese,
than-
bacon, double,
If it's one meal, go for it. Knock
and
yourself
loaded
out.
fries and a full Coke.
Just, okay, so think about it like this. Let's say
That's
that
a cheat meal.
you don't want to gain weight on this cheat meal, right? So if you know you're going to be consuming 1,000 calories on this cheat meal and you only have 2,000 calories in a day before you start gaining weight, well, half your consumption comes in that meal. Just know that. But eat whatever the hell you want. Just make sure that calorie stays the same. Does that make sense? Yeah?
I'll have skinnier meals and then I'll have a big fat meal.
You
And
save
then,
for
like-
half the hour.
Yeah, and then I'll like
Starve yourself.
skip my protein shake or carbs at night or something, just so it kind of evens out.
Yeah. Alcohol. You guys have questions on alcohol? No? Okay, so I like it.
Not my body's
If it
fine.
counts in my macros.
We don't even count them in our macros.
Here's my thing with alcohol. If you're going to drink, if you're going to drink a light beer or a whiskey, and alcohol is alcohol. Drink whatever the hell you want. Because it's going to do the same to your body. It's going to decrease your hormone levels. It converts to sugar in your body. Like, it's going to fuck up your body. So you might as well have whatever you want, rather than I'm going to have a Michelob Ultra Light because it's low in calories, or I'm going to have whiskey and water because it's healthy. Drink whatever the hell you want. You're already screwing it up. But have the alcohol as your cheat, wherever that day off is. I would not eat healthy all day and then go drink 3 drinks because you just screwed up the entire day. Wayne, I saw the disappointment in your face.
Just like beer.
But again, like we're not planning on going to CrossFit Games, right? We're not Olympic athletes. Like, don't be so hard on yourselves. Get the results you want, but if you fall off the wagon a little bit, who cares? Just get back on. If you want to eat some ice cream, eat some ice cream. If you want some hot Cheetos, Tori, eat your hot Cheetos.
How'd you get puffs?
Puffs. Yeah,
Why puffs?
They
That's
are great.
disgusting.
Melts up, melt.
Oh, puffs are the grossest thing ever.
Kurt, on the supplements.
Yep.
So, obviously the supplement market is pretty convoluted, right?
It's
There's a
insane.
lot out there.
Mhm.
For people looking for performance, maybe more towards like CrossFit performance, what are like 2 to 3 supplements you might recommend and why?
Recovery. I would focus on recovery with your supplements. For like performance in the like longevity, I like performance in that workout.
Performance, I would say performance longevity.
Longevity.
Yeah.
Recovery is going to be super key. But like recovery is all encompassing. Obviously, you know that. But for supplement wise, if you're not getting enough protein and you need protein, amino acids are really key for recovery. Glutamine, those are all, because if we can recover better, we can work out harder the next day, and then your muscles are actually building the way that they should be. So glutamine, branched chain aminos, and whenever you guys are buying something, it does not have to be from Fit Republic, but wherever you buy it, read the labels, see what's in there. Any supplement with like any shakes with high sugar, don't take. If it's a protein, you want to know the source of the protein, look at the ingredient list. The first thing that comes on the ingredient list is the primary source. So just a little 101 on protein itself is whey concentrates, your cheapest, lowest quality form of protein. So if you go over to Walmart or whatever and it says whey concentrate, it's the lowest quality. Whey isolate, casein is really good. Casein slow digest. I don't want to go into too many details, but read the label of the supplement, know what you're taking, become more educated on that. Performance
So sorry, I'm not pretty sure what happened. Carry on. Sorry.
performance, I really like beta alanine for CrossFit workouts. As you guys probably know, when you're doing lunges, your legs start to burn, right? And I heard Wayne yell out, walk out the acid. That's right. You start to get a buildup of lactic acid in the muscle, which limits your performance. Your muscles will stop firing, stop working. Beta alanine keeps the lactic acid out of your muscles longer, so you can perform longer, heavier, longer, for longer period of time. Caffeine Like a lot of people will buy pre-workouts because all based on caffeine. Oh man, I want something to melt my face off. Like, okay, cool. That doesn't do anything for your performance. Won't do anything for your goals or weight loss, weight gain. It's not going to do anything. It definitely will not help you in CrossFit. So if you do a pre-workout, go low caffeine, beta alanine, and I like things that increase blood flow to the muscle. So there's a bunch of ingredients, but arginine. So bye, Case.
Bye, Kurt. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Arginine, citrulline, nitrates. Increasing blood to the muscle will increase nutrient to the muscle, oxygen to the muscle, and you get more performance out of it.
What's the optimal amount of caffeine if you did take caffeine right before a workout?
Before a workout, 50 to 100 grams, tops 200, tops. I would not take much caffeine before a workout because you're already spiking your heart rate.
Don't drink a bang before you work out.
Yeah. Not a good
No,
idea.
it's not good. It makes you want to throw up. I've had that. It's true.
It's dangerous because you're already spiking your heart rate to max and then you're loading caffeine on top of it. It's not smart. But recovery is going to be really key. So like what you do for your stretching, ice baths. I know, no one likes them. They're terrible, but recovery is key for us. So. Sleep is real important too for recovery. So.
What if you can't sleep?
Figure it out. I know I don't sleep very well, so I actually take a supplement to help me sleep. But a lot of times, if we can't sleep, it's because our mind is racing, right? So we wake up and we're worried about things that we have to do or going to do the next day. I think writing everything down on a piece of paper that you have to do will help. Because it gets it out, gets it on a piece of paper. You know you have lots of lists. So I know, like, all right, when I wake up, everything I need to do is on a list. I don't have to worry about it. I know it's there. I don't have to try to remember it, and I can sleep easier. Cool. Any other questions? Okay, let's go get some McDonald's.
Yeah,